Hello.
How are you? Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Or do this and then get together. Okay.
It's up to you guys. So we are talking about listing presentation brush up. So the thing is, guys, there's so many opportunities out there right now. And I'm going to actually print these for you guys here in the room. So let me print these. And maybe, well, James, you can grab some of these off the printer. I'm going to make, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll make like 10 real quick. 10 copies. Great. All right, I'm going to print some of these now. I wonder if I could just throw them.
Did you?
1 month.
So we have so many opportunities, guys, for listings right now. Would you all agree that the listing opportunities are growing every day, right? And I wanted to take the opportunity because we're having some wonderful new folks join us with Sotheby's to kind of look at how we do listings differently than everybody else. So I wanted us to spend some time doing some listings our way. Also, we have some new stats. We have some new things with listings. Oh my gosh, that's really loud. I don't know if you guys can hear online, but we've got some really aggressive trimming going on outside. But I wanted us to look at, I do listings in a little bit different way than other people, but I also wanted to talk about with some new folks that I have joined the team since I've done this last time. I'm going to start a Top Gun training again. So I'm going to start it in not this week coming, but in another a week. So I'm going to start actually the end of September. Okay, I'll put it out in the training session. And so anybody wants to join, I'm going to do it on Mondays again. Hey, Sonia. So I'll share with everybody what the Top Gun training is going to look like. And let me pull it up here. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be the buyer's process. And then we're going to do buyer tour. We're going to do the seller's process. And we're going to do contract training. We're going to do as is contracts versus FAR bar contracts. We're going to do communication styles. So we're going to do that working with contracts. And then we're going to do handling objections, closing techniques, understanding your value propositions and how to use your value propositions in a listing, how to use your value propositions working with buyers, and then working with builders. And then the last one is growing your business with referrals. So that's going to be my Top 10 series. So we're going to start that. That's going to be on Mondays. So anybody who wants to do that, thank you. I don't know that direct pay is not me, but you guys can pass these around. And I want to attach these for everybody. Let's see. Can you just pass these around for everybody? Thank you. That'd be great. I don't know how to attach the file. This is my problem. So I'm just going to share it. But anybody who'd like to join that, I'm going to have that again Mondays at Dr. Phillips at 10 o'clock. I'm going to call it Top Gun training, but that's what's going to be. So again, buyer's process, seller's process, and we're going to go through the entire thing the Sotheby's way. Everybody like that? And I'm going to be infusing a lot of Ninja into that. Also, I'm going to be adding some Ninja training. So after that, on the buyers, on those specific Mondays, we're going to be doing some Ninja training directly after. So we're going to have some Ninja workshopping after some of those trainings for a half hour. So, or 45 minutes. So anybody who's a Ninja, who's interested in doing that, we're going to be, is that okay for you if it's at Dr. Phillips? We can do some on Thursdays if you want.
That's fine, Dr. Phillips. I'll give you an excuse to have lunch over there.
Okay, perfect. So any Ninjas, come one, come all. We will be doing some Ninja. What I love about Ninja is a lot of really fun working with round robins, questions, really challenging yourself, but it's really not run by me. I'm just going to help you guys run it. So it's really more of working through doing different exercises. So that's going to be what the fun of Ninja is. And again, it's going to be a short one, 45 minutes for all my ninjas in the room. And then we may even do some Ninja workshops for those folks that are ninjas in training. So those that have not done Ninja yet, we can do some beginner Ninja workshop stuff. You guys like that? It'll be on the Mondays. Okay, so I'm going to infuse that after the classes. So everybody like that idea? So that's what's coming. I'm going to start those in October though.
Is it necessary to bring our swords?
No, but you can if that makes you feel better. You know, some Ninja. Right. So whatever makes you happy, go right ahead. Miss Tina Darley, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing there? Okay, so that's what we have coming up. Again, October, we're gonna kick that off real strong. But the most important thing that I think about is as we're moving forward, I had a leadership meeting yesterday. Yes to Beginner Ninja. All right, love it. So as we are moving forward, we're noticing all over town that inventory is starting to pick up. But what we're really noticing here in Central Florida, and if you guys looked at Aura's chart, guess what we're seeing? Cancellations is picking up. And what does that bring? An opportunity to for more expireds as well, right? So we need to be able to handle objections better. When we see cancellations picking up, that ask the question, what's canceling? Why is it canceling? Is it canceling from the buy side? Is it canceling from the sell side? Why is it canceling? Who didn't handle the objections well? Or is it financing, right? These are all things that we need to know and better equip ourselves with. So I'm going to be studying the market, seeing a little bit more as to what's causing those cancellations moving forward. Because let's say, for example, when we knew it was the roof issue in terms of the fact that architectural shingle roofs was not getting insurance, what do? We found out with our Premier Concierge Insurance that they could get insurance on architectural shingle roofs 20 years, right? So what do? We talked to our guys and we said, hey, give us a policy that we could talk about, that we could put into Realtor Remarks. And that way the buyer knows that they can get a policy if they contact this company, that there are policies available for this very home with an architectural shingle roof, right? That's 20 years old. So these are the things I want us to be proactive about. So I'm going to be studying to see what these cancellations are based off of. Hey, if it's the fact that your mortgage, that you're no longer qualified for that 30-year because the rates have gone up to 6.5%, well, maybe let's look at that 10-1 ARM. That's 4.3, right? Because maybe you will qualify for that, right? Because now that payment is down a lot more. So we're going to be looking at all these things, and I'm going to be helping you be proactive in these scenarios. And when we're preparing your listings, I want us to come with a proactive talk track, because that's what's going to set you apart. Because when you're going into a listing, you have to talk differently than everybody else. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that we have here. But what I really want to talk about today, because we're going to dive into our listing presentation a little bit differently than other people. And let's bring this up. But what I want everybody to know is that I do listing presentations a little different, but what I really like to do is talk differently than everybody else. Now, if you're going on an expired listing, for example, and you know how much I love expireds, especially what? Luxury expireds, my absolute favorite. And you're going to see a lot of that, guys, because what have we seen in the market? People still overpricing homes. These are the homes that are expiring. Right? So as these homes are expiring, these are the ones that we need to go after and pick up. So I highly recommend doing this. First thing that I want you guys to notice, I want you to start looking in the MLS in your communities that you want to farm and see what agents are overpricing on a regular basis, because they're out there. We see the same agents overpricing continually, and then put their homes, first of all, on a watch list, because those homes are going to expire. Number two, I was teaching code of ethics yesterday at the board, and I love to remind everybody that, because people forget this. If in the MLS it does not say, which most of them don't anymore, the day the listing expires, what can we do by code of ethics? Anybody? Andrea, gold star from Andrea. We can call that agent, can't we? And we ask, hi, Susan, I see that you have this home listed on 123 Happy Way. Can I ask when that's expiring? And if Susan says, I'm not telling you, which most of them are going to say that,
Yes.
right? Because they're going to be pretty like, who the heck do you think you are?
Uh-huh.
Then you say, oh, okay, are you sure you don't want to share that information with me? Okay. Dare you? I don't think I'd say that. I say, okay, well, that's fine. Now she has given me the right to call her seller.
Really?
See, I love sharing that information. Yes, when you do not share the information about what the list, when the listing expires, that agent now has the authority to call the seller and can have a conversation about listing the home, but cannot have the conversation about listing the home while it's currently listed with you, but can have the conversation about listing. So your listing now expires. So I can call Mr. Seller. So Mr. Allen, I see that you were listed with Susan Abshire. May I ask when your home is listed, your listing, when your listing expires with Susan?
No, I think it's a couple of months.
A couple months. Well, I would love to, when it does expire, if you know, would like to take the opportunity. We at Sotheby's are a global company, and we have a lot of folks that are coming from out of the area that are more cash buyers that I think would be a perfect customer for your home. So I'd love to take the opportunity, if at that time your home is not sold, to have a conversation with you about listing your home. Would you be open to that?
Possibly, but I know it's gonna sell.
Well, if that sells, I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope it does sell. But if it doesn't, would it be okay if I contacted you then?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. No, I can't say it's not going to sell. Cancel her now. I'm going to sell it for you right today.
But now, if they call
Are you
you back
allowed to
and
send?
cancel. and say,
Now, if they cancel and do that, you're fine. But you cannot talk about canceling.
Can you send them any information or anything?
It's a little bit of a gray line. I mean, you're allowed to talk about it, but you have to do it always in the right mind frame of when your listing expires. So when you're sending them stuff, how do you know that that conversation really truly was about when it expires? So I would be very careful about sending them things when you've had that conversation. Now, you can send information to a blanket of people. Okay, and it must say, this is not a solicitation if your home is currently listed. Please understand this is not soliciting you. There's that language, right? That's not the exact terminology, but we all know that terminology. You could do that. But what you cannot do is specifically send a piece to a home that is currently listed on the market. That is a ethic violation.
You
You
can
can't
send
do
a
that.
postcard.
Yeah, because it has that language on the bottom that
Right.
says I'm
Send
not
a postcard and
specifically,
say, do you have the right agent?
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
your information.
but it has to be to everybody.
Yeah.
Not just to them. It has to have on the bottom, this is not meant as a solicitation. If you're currently listed, I'm sorry, this is not blah, 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 blah. Right.
For everybody.
What? The whole community. Like you can't
Exactly.
you can't specifically target. So here's an example.
The
Chris
community.
Christensen has that $15 million listing with the Millennium Falcon in the theater room, right? And top agents actually sent priority mail to that seller a letter. That's a violation. Violation number 2, they said the home wasn't listed. Lie. Right? These are violations. Right? All I needed to do. And then the seller sent it to us. So all we need to do is take that down to the board, and you got some serious code about these violations against this agent.
If you know the day that it expires, obviously the day before. And
But well, you could have. Well, if you know that it's expiring.
Right? People start calling me, I'm gonna take down names.
Well, no, this is the thing. If they call you, you say this is when it expires. They can't call your seller.
Yeah, if you give them the date.
If you give them the date that it expires.
I'm not gonna tell them when, I'm gonna contact the seller.
No, but the point is, nobody's gonna call you and ask you, because to your point, nobody knows this.
Yeah, exactly.
But if that seller calls you and says, it's other agent calling me, you know that agent.
Right. But I want you to know that that is an actual thing. And especially if you happen to know that seller, or if you sold the neighbor, right? What if this is a community you're working, and there was a no-name agent who had just happened to get lucky during this crazy market we've just had, that got that listing, that's overpriced that listing, and you know it's overpriced and it's just sitting there. You could call that agent and say, oh, how's it going? Da, da, da. When is that listing expiring by chance? And they don't tell you, because they probably don't know what the heck they're doing anyway. Now you could call that seller and say, well, I sold your neighbor, blah, blah, blah. You could have that conversation with that seller. And there's nothing against the code of ethics there, because that agent did not tell you when it expired. I'm not saying you make this a regular business practice, because yes, you will be hated. And I wouldn't do it to top agents, because but there's plenty of agents out there, let's be honest.
Oh, I mean.
But the point is, guys, we need to look at this in a very different way. You understand where I'm coming from? This is the time that we need to start picking up listings, high-end listings that are high-endly overpriced. There's going to be a lot of them. Okay. Now, when we go to this listing presentation, we need to be on our game. Number 1, we need to come with our marketing, our beautiful marketing thing. Now, where is that marketing program, guys? Where do we come with our marketing kit? I'm going to show you. Remember, we go into our hub, right? And this is not where we are. Let's see. Hold on. Log in as myself. and it's locked, so it may take a moment. So how are we all?
Is there the ability, I don't know if you have, but to put a general marketing package together and just have Marty.
Yeah,
You've got all the stuff in here. but
Yeah.
You come in and you're like, I don't know what to take.
yeah. So I'm gonna show you something that you could pre-do, but you're gonna want a custom one too when you
Right.
go. Okay, so you wanna go into Access, right? Everybody with me? Where am I to go next?
I'm gonna follow you, so I don't forget.
Oh, Andrea's on. Look at you. I know what it is. I know what it is. Can I share with everybody what it is? Can I tell everybody? Andrea's having a boy. Yay! So exciting. Okay, I just had to share that. That's so exciting.
This brain only doesn't remember anything.
I know, you're like on right now, so this is really good. Okay, so very exciting. All right, very, very exciting. All right. So we go into here, slowly we get into Access, and in Access, we're gonna go into Apps and Tools. And for some reason, it's not showing all my favorites, which is really annoying. So you hit View All if it doesn't show them all. And you're going to go into Presentation Suite. Because the lovely Sonia finally had made up for me what I had been begging for forever, and she got it done. Let's see if it'll open up Presentation Suite. Here it is. Double click on it. And guys, if any of you, Megan, I don't know if you're set up in it yet, but you want to make sure you are. Tanya, you should have yours like up and working. If you don't, everybody can make sure that, you know, anybody who hasn't used it for a while, if it hasn't been working or anything, Madeline, make sure yours is working. But if anybody has any trouble, just reach out to Sonia. She'll help you. She'll help you fill out a form and make sure you have to do something and then you accept it. But once you're in here, you will see that they have created for you under My Templates. Super slow. This new thing, which is awesome, which is called PISA Listing Proposal Template. This is amazing, guys. This is an awesome thing. We're going to use it right now. Let me move my little thing here. I'm going to say use template. This has got all the marketing great stuff that they would do for a listing pre-created for you. So you just click on it, you say use it. It's going to take you right to it in the editable portion already. And all you need to do is you take a picture of the front of the home. So you could use it from an old MLS photo. You could take it from, you know, God help you, Zillow or somewhere else, or you can actually take a picture of it. And you just switch out the front of the picture. If we get there. Boy, oh boy, it's so slow. Okay, well, it's going to open. Wait. All right, we're gonna let that open. And when it does, we'll go back to it. Anyway, this, oh, here it goes. Like, I'm just like so impatient. But what I'm gonna highly recommend is that you customize this ahead to your Point Allen. And what you're gonna customize, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead. I actually have one customized. I should have just used that, and you're gonna customize this ahead, but you can't customize this. And this is going to be the address, you see? So our distinctive difference, the address right here is where you're going to be, you know, going for that presentation, right? So you're going to put the picture and the address. But this type of stuff here, you're going to leave. This is the stats, 204 billion sold in 2021 by Sotheby's, you know, 25,000 agents. This is what you're going to change. Is it a waterfront estate? Is it a, you know, active community? Is it whatever? And we're pleased to this exclusive proposal for, you just put the address here. That's all you change. This you can leave. All of that is wonderful. And then this is where you're going to put your stuff and you leave this. So I suggest going and customizing one, adding your information here, right? This is all great. You don't have to change any of this stuff. This is fabulous about our global reach. This is about our company that we did 10.7. This is terrific. It talks about our exclusive media partners, right? This is all terrific stuff. Now, this is your opportunity to put your page here that you have, your bio. So you just go ahead and upload your bio page here. So I have my bio page. So you go to your uploads, and you just swap out and put your bio page here. So this is something that you would keep having it done with your bio page, with your testimonials. And then once you've got, so see, I just swap out my bio page here. And now once I have this, customized with my bio page, you're gonna have to just change out the information about the address and the pictures, right? And like, what kind of home is it? Is it a luxury waterfront or equestrian or whatever? Testimonials, you put your testimonials in there. And I can show you the place in Testimonial Tree that you just click on and you can print all the testimonials in one page. Remember we did that, ladies? I can show you where that is. Public relations page. This you don't have to change, but this is only thing every page is gonna have the address. You see this? That's the only thing you're going to have to change is the address. You add the address to each page. But all the stuff that they're doing is the same, right? So you just leave all that. Now, this is public relations. Again, you're going to change the address, but you're going to have to change local publications. So I would put in here Orlando Sentinel, maybe Nona Hood News, maybe. So if it's a certain area, you may add some new papers in there. But other than that, it's just this local area that you would change and leave it. Let it sit there, right? Let it be done and save that. So then all you're changing again is adding the address. This is all stuff that we're doing. Every page just changes, you add the address. Everybody with me? What you do just to customize this? Then once this is done, you're ready to go. All you do is go in there, add the picture, change the address on every page. You love that? So that is here in Presentation Suite. So you would save this flipbook as like, I would call it, maybe, expired presentation. And I would say share now. Mine's really not ready because I didn't finish it, but let's say we're ready. Okay, you share now, call it inspired presentation, say publish. I'm publishing it on purpose, right? It's really not ready, but I'm going to show you why I'm publishing it. Okay, so it's published, fabulous. Now, when I go back into my flip books, okay, so it's now the day I'm going to go on a listing presentation. I go back, or the day before, right? I go back into Presentation Suite. I don't have to go to my templates. You see, it's right here, expired presentation. Now I just go back in here and I edit it. So I can always go back into a book now and just edit it and change out the picture and the address. I don't have to go back into that template and change all those things, right?
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, so now it's just on this front page here. So if you see here, I have them. See, Chickadee St. Cloud. So I have all those other books here. But these are all books that I have already done. There's 91 of them. I do a lot of books.
In terms of what you're doing here.
Team
though,
listing book training.
You're basing this all on a laptop.
This you can print out.
I mean, you could print out, but I mean like folders.
You could do that. You could text it because this is the flip book. You could text this ahead. You could do it for texting. You could, maybe they're not there. You could do it with them on a Zoom. You could print it, whatever you want to do. I would, if it's me going there, I'd print this out.
Yeah.
This is what I print out and give to them. Yeah. So, and this is what I'm saying. So this is right here. I did this for a training, but it's right here. And so all I need to do now is simply just switch out the picture and the address every time. Sorry, done. The listing presentation book, you're leaving. I don't go through that. That listing presentation book is.
Okay, so you don't go through the book. You go through.
I would go through
what the book
this.
Says, but yeah, but normally like on an iPad or something.
I also don't really, the iPad, I'm only gonna use it for specific things. So let's go back over here. So good to the point. So let's talk about the process. Thank you for bringing that up. So those are things, tools to prepare yourself. If I'm preparing myself for that listing presentation, I'm doing that. I'm creating that specialized, that's my marketing. That's my marketing program. That's what I'm doing. That's my marketing plan, right? I'm going to also do a buyer profile. What is a buyer profile, Carrie? Thank you for asking. I'm so glad you did. I'm going to pull that for you. A buyer profile. Am I not in my, I'm not, right? Of course. Oh, no, I am. Shoot. And now I just came out of it. Training right here. Buyer profile. Let me pull up my buyer profile and show you what a buyer, here it is. If it's me, I'm always going to bring a buyer profile. And it's going to open in about 20 seconds. I'm lying. Who knows when it's going to open? Is it open?
Will we be able to go back and take a look at a YouTube video of this to refresh our?
Yeah, I'm recording right now.
Okay, thank you.
And I have other ones too, but okay, here it is. This is a buyer profile. Is it fancy? Nah, I just created this very simplistic thing. Why do we create a buyer profile, guys? Let me share with you. Why do I do this? Okay, so when I go on a listing presentation, the entire point of going on a listing presentation is to distinguish yourself from everybody else. Our value proposition is completely different from everybody else. I like to say, what's different about us is most companies come in here and they do the 3 Ps. Has everybody heard of the 3 Ps? They place a sign in your yard, they put it in the MLS, they pray someone else sells it, right? We don't even syndicate through MLS. I mean, sure, we put it on all the same thousands of sites, but we don't believe in the low resolution photos that everybody else sees. Only Sotheby's will use high resolution photos. So we syndicate through Sotheby's because we want everybody to see your home with its best foot forward with the high resolution photos. And because of that, it also gets the best search engine optimization. So if somebody's searching for something like your home, that picture from ours will come up first because it's the best high resolution photos. That is always true. In addition, we're going to showcase your home in front of the best, most highest qualified buyers. So not just all the places they're putting it, but the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, the Mansion Global, the Juwai in China, the Nikkei in Japan, Financial Times in India, Mansion, the Le Figaro in France, Estacion throughout the Mexican conglomerates, Obras and Ventas. We are going to put your home in hundreds of sites where the highest, most qualified buyers are looking, because we know what type of buyer you need. And so we are actually, unlike everybody else, not waiting for another agent to sell your home. We are actively trying to find that buyer for your home. So in addition, I have come with a buyer profile of who I think might be a perfect person who might be looking for your home. So because your home is located in a top rated school district, and then I'll come with the school districts, it's easily accessible to roads and the lifestyle. Why would somebody want to live in this area? And so these are the ideal customers I think would be looking for your home. These are the other, and then I'll bring list track reports that come from homes from that community or that area, showing where buyers have come from other zip codes or come from other Sotheby's offices and say, we've already seen, because we've sold other homes in this community or this area, and we already know that we have buyers from these areas that love your home. Who's doing that? Anybody?
Nobody.
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 It's about coming to the table with something different. So it's not just coming with a list track report to say this is what you're going to see. It's saying we're taking these reports so we know who wants to buy your home. And what's great is these same reports that I'm showing you now, which helps us to find the buyer, we're going to be getting also to show us how our marketing is doing to help really tweak and target our marketing to find your perfect buyer. The highest, most qualified buyers for your home. I'm sorry, guys. There's nobody else out there doing that. It's about using our tools in a way that nobody else is. Right? Well, no one else has a list track report, first of all. So you need to use your list track reports that you have. And if you don't have one from another community or an area, guess who does? I do, because I have them all. Okay, so you just need to say, Carrie, can you get me a list track report from this area? And I can print the list track report and you can bring it. And I can even shove your face in the place of someone else's face. Oh, can I do that? Yes, I can.
Such power.
I know. Is it true?
But if it's a full
Oh,
body,
my
if it's a
queen.
full body check, do we switch sides too, or do we still wear the
Listen.
same dress?
Don't push me. Don't push me, Mr. Alan Maycumber. You're gonna look how you look, and I can't help that.
Dress or no dress.
Exactly, James.
That's in my best.
So, but you see, this is my point, guys. It's not just a matter of saying we have these reports, you're gonna get these reports are great. How are we using these reports to sell your home, right? Why are we waiting to bring them up later? We're gonna use them now to show them how we're different. So I show them the buyer profile and a list track report to show them how we're finding the buyers. Does that make sense? Well, here's another market report. Only Sotheby's shows homes by lifestyle. We are the only company that does not show homes by bedrooms and bathrooms. We show homes by lifestyle, right? So when we're trying, I mean, who sits around and dreams? Oh, I mean, that would be a great postcard. That would be so funny. Two sides of the postcard. Picture this. Oh, my next 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. Wouldn't that be funny? Seeing bedrooms and toilets. And on the other side, the same person, the equestrian or the golf course. We should do that. That's a great postcard. And then we write above, only Sotheby's. That would be great, right? It's true. We are the only company who does that, guys. I mean, nobody sits there dreaming about those toilet bowls. I'm sorry, they don't, right? Oh, there's 3 of them.
Well, if they're electronic.
Maybe they talk to you and they set the temperature. That's a lifestyle then. But you following me? So this is about using the tools and resources we have in a different way. Okay, so this is a part of how we do things differently. This is the buyer profile, right? So when you're coming to that listing presentation, you have to have your marketing plan done. Who else, first of all, gives you a marketing plan? Right? No other company gives you an actual marketing plan. So we have a beautiful one customized with pictures of their home done. Who else? So that book that we give you, that sets the standard of what they're going to expect to receive. But that marketing plan shows nuts and bolts of the things we're doing, right? And then we actually give you a buyer profile and we show tools and resources of other Sotheby's offices that we know have buyers that look at this community and this zip code. I mean, that's pretty cool. We can do that. And we can do that because we have reports that say that. That's pretty awesome. And it doesn't necessarily matter if it's recent, right? We can pull other stuff up. That's the really cool thing. Because if buyers like that area, they like that area. Right? Buyers don't simply go, oh, I don't really like Orlando anymore. They like it. So that's really important. Now, the other thing, this is very different. And those of you who have never done a listing presentation with me are going to say, what? Okay. I know that this probably goes against many of your thought processes. I do not believe in seeing the home first.
I know.
No.
I could explain why to my colleagues, but I was like,
I do not believe in it. And this is the reason why. In a listing presentation, there are 2 moments of high stress for that buyer, that seller. What are they? Can anyone share with me? The most stressful times when? Pricing of their home. How much are they going to get? Definitely. And what's the second one? What? Nope. Which one? Which one?
Figure what they have to do.
No.
Commission,
Commission. Thank you. Who said that?
Beverly.
Beverly, you are right, my friend. Gold star. Beverly and Andrea, gold stars. Yes. Pricing of your home, money, right? And how much do they have to pay you for it? And don't think that if you can get around that commission conversation that you are like, I made it. You didn't make anything. That thing is going to haunt you till the end of time. You have to have that commission conversation. If you don't, you didn't get away from anything. You've got to have it. You've got to have it first before pricing. Okay. So those are 2 very stressful times. And if you hit them over the head for the commission, and then you keep going and you hit them over the head for pricing, you know what you're going to get? I need to think about it. So anybody who gets the I need to think about it, I guarantee you did that.
It's really not about seeing the house as much as meeting the person. for the first time.
But you see, this is the thing. You got to meet the person. You got to get to know them. You got to build the rapport. Do it at the kitchen table. You don't need to do a walking around the house. But so this is my point. When you come in, you say, you know what? I'd love to see the home, but would you mind if we sit down at the table really quickly? I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. We get everything together, and then I'd love to see the home. You use the home tour as an opportunity to break the stress. Because after you've done the commission conversation and you, okay, you got through it. Oh my gosh, I haven't even seen the home. It's an opportunity. Listen, you're in a long seminar. Who doesn't want that pee break? Okay, we all need the pee break. It's your pee break. It's your opportunity to get up. Susan, that's true, right? I mean, it's your opportunity to get up. The other thing is this, guys, I'm gonna tell you, this is a true story. I met this woman once on a Lizzie presentation, and I did not realize until I actually toured the home what she meant by how much she loved her shoes. Now, I love shoes. So this was a great opportunity for us to have a great rapport, building. But we had very different taste in shoes, right? Hers were a lot of Target and what's that other shoe store? I don't know, Payless. And
Oh.
right,
Yeah.
right. She liked a lot of. I mean, I don't know. She had a lot of shoes, right? I'm not. I do different shoes, right? And I didn't, realize that. And when she said a lot, it was a lot. Like I like a lot, but not a lot, right? So, but we had a great conversation at the table, and so we had a lot of talking about shoes. So when she said a lot, I was picturing my a lot, not her a lot, right? So by the time we went to go tour this house, oh my God, her closet was an explosion of these shoes that normally my husband would like, get the trash bag. What the heck is that? He would be a horrible realtor, by the way. No filter, would be terrible. So good thing he doesn't watch this. But yeah, but I had been prepared because we had this long conversation. So I knew exactly how to react. And I was like, wow, you are right. These are some shoes. You had better put these away and hide them because we don't want anything to happen to these, right? These are something special. So you better even get them out of the house because I don't want anything to happen. And she was like, thank you, you're right. And I was like, thank God, yeah. But that could have gone really bad because imagine if I really was like, oh my God, what the hell is this, right? That could have been really bad and I could have offended her early on and that listing could have been over, right? So a lot of times you don't, like people who don't have kids, who see kids pictures everywhere, who talk about that and say, oh, you need to put those kids pictures away. They offend those people. That listing's over. You lost that listing. So you have to take the time to get to know them before you walk that house, before you can tell them, what to do with their stuff, because you don't know what that stuff means to them before you had the opportunity to get to know them. Does that make sense? So that's the other reason I don't walk the house until the middle. So 2 reasons, Luciana, ¿me entiendes? Listen.
I like it, the wall. So how do you, how do you price that? Chatting.
But you haven't done the pricing until after you sit down anyway. So you sit down first, you build rapport. We're also going to do matching mirroring. We're also going to do a lot of testing. I'm not even going to start my listing presentation until they're matching and mirroring me because they're not listening until I'm leaving. So that's another thing we're going to talk about. Because because we could be talking, but they're not paying attention, especially if there's 2 people. Unless we're all engaged, why am I to talk? There's no point in me even going into the listing presentation, number 1. And then when we do go into that listing presentation, I'm talking about a marketing. That marketing leads right into why my commission is what my commission is, right? Not pricing. I'm not going to pricing first. I'm going to go to my commission. So I'm going to have that commission conversation. I'm going to get them to agree to that commission. Once I get that commission agreement, then I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I haven't seen the house. Let's go take a look. And then they're like, now I'm going to get their buy-in that I already have the listing anyway. Because I'm going to say, would you please show me the 5 things you love about this house? I'd love to take a couple pictures ahead, get marketing started to work on this right away. Oh yeah, I love it. Now I get buy-in that we're already in the job. I already got this job. We're working together. This is a thing, right? This is great. I haven't even gotten to pricing yet. Now I can also get an idea as I go through. If I need to adjust my pricing, I can see this because I haven't done the pricing yet, right? Then when I sit back down, now is when we talk about pricing.
And how do you do like RPR reports or anything like that before seeing the home? Because keep trying to see it and they'll tell you, oh, my kitchen's renovated, but it's not doing that, but you know.
It doesn't really matter because your RPR is a range. You always come with a range. And in my opinion, you never tell them the price because you'll always be wrong. And it's never you.
Have an idea in your head already of what the value is, the land value, the home value, and any of the upgrades you can do up based on past sales.
And remember, it's never you and it's never the buyer. It's always the market anyway, right? So this is the other thing. There's two things I think that you need to do ahead before you even get into your marketing conversation, right? Number one, once you build rapport, I think this one is critical, okay? There's three things that are going to happen here today. And you do this one. Susan will be my seller. Susan, I can't tell you how much fun I'm having here today. I don't even think we have to go on any further. I'm just having a blast with you. I think we're lifelong friends already. Thank you so much for seeing me. But I want to let you know that there's one of three things that are going to happen today. And I'm okay with any of them. Honestly, I thank you so much for bringing me out here already. It's such an honor to be here. But the first thing that's going to happen, which is absolutely the best, is that you and I are going to not only hit it off so well, but we're going to be on the same page. We're going to be in total agreement with the marketing plan. We're going to be in total agreement with the pricing, and we're going to get started and sell your home. That's the best case scenario. Love that one. The second one may be that you may not agree with either my marketing plan or maybe my pricing strategy, and you may not feel that I'm the right person for the job. Or the third one, I may not agree with perhaps something that you have chosen in your strategy of timing or pricing, and I never want to overpromise and underdeliver. And in that case, I'm going to say thank you for the opportunity, but I may not choose to take the job.
I have never said that to somebody that I didn't choose to take their.
That's my.
I did, it's your
Direct my
takeaway.
truth.
I did, I got to listen to this.
Okay?
Actually, let someone go.
Yeah,
Sure.
but you have to do it in the beginning. Yeah, you have to do it in the beginning. If you do it at the end, then it's this combative kind of thing, right? Especially for guys. You guys definitely can't pull it off at the end.
If
Yeah.
your energy is not meshing and they're a time suck and they're going to destroy your business and take your focus off of other clients, it's better to walk away.
Run, don't walk,
Yeah.
don't pass go, just run. Exactly. But in truth, if they want a 4% commission, are they our customer?
No.
No. If they want you to overprice the home ridiculously and they're not willing to even consider a price drop after 2 weeks or after 3 weeks, no. I mean, it's not worth it. We are not in the market of taking listings. We're in the market of taking saleable listings. We're in the market of selling the listing, right? Not just taking a listing. So we need to let them know up front that it's okay. It's all right.
I just had one report to me about it. He had it, lost 3 contracts in a row. Couldn't sell it. I said, refer it to me, I'll take it. And I walked in, and there's a guy that wants to call you every day, 3 times a day.
Oh God, I think I would die.
I told him, I will call you once a week and we'll have a conversation. And he's like, no, I need to call you every day. Oh, I won't do that. And he still was.
So I think it's imperative that you do that. You do it before you start your marketing. You do it when you've built your rapport already. And you let that settle. Don't talk first. Let them talk first. And a takeaway, the imperative thing is you can't be the next person who talks. If you do, you kill it. Okay. All right. Then the other thing that I love is how do you continue once you've kind of gone on? So you're talking, you build rapport, you know they're following you now, you're ready to move on. What do? I love, and you'll see it here, and remember, the whole point of sitting at the table is really building rapport, but make sure you're doing like 5th tier questions, know their motivation. Why are they moving? What happens if they don't get there by that certain time? Like you need to know what's their driving deadlines, like all of those things you have to know. How many times have they moved? How often have they worked with other agents? What are some of the things they liked when they worked with agents? And more importantly, what are some of the things they didn't? They will tell you exactly how they want to work with you. Those are fabulous. What are their expectations? How do you know when they've met their expectations, right? You need to know those questions. So These are great questions. Now, I love this, the transition. How do you transition from this whole conversation into, into your actual presentation? And it's the 5 things it takes to sell a home. So this is how you do it. Here, I'm going to do one with Susan because she's my seller today. And it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You can be talking about the dog, the grandkids, the house. It doesn't really matter what you're talking about. But I always start with, it's so funny, Susan. People ask me all the time, what does it take to sell a home? There's really only 5 things. Let me ask you, what do you think the most important thing is?
Price,
Exactly. Who do you think gets to set that price?
the market.
No seller says that, Susan. If only they did.
I get to set it.
You would think, no, you don't. I don't get to set it either, so don't feel bad. You don't get to set it. I don't get to set it. The buyer doesn't even get to set it. The buyer could walk in here and say, this is beautiful. I'll pay $1 million because it is gorgeous. But what happens is the bank is going to send in that appraiser and they're going to look at like-kind communities in the neighborhood with similar bedrooms and bathrooms, and they're going to set the price based on the market. So truly it's the market that sets the price. Now, don't worry. The next thing that happens is the terms, whether you're going to accept cash, FHA, VA, whether you're, those are the things that the timing when it closes, those are all things that you do get to set. So you get to be in control here too. Don't worry. And then of course you have the condition of the home. And you have done an amazing job, and you're going to have to keep doing that because it has to be show ready at all times. So it's going to be you putting those cookies in before they come. And I know you're going to do a fabulous job. So that one's on you too. Now, the next one we all have heard, location, 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 right? Now you didn't pick that the first time around, right? And I'm going to need you to share that again because nobody cares what I think, but they care about you. Why did you pick this? So I'm going to have you help me write those public remarks because people want to know, why did you pick this area? What's so fabulous about it? So we can share it with the buyers. And that way we can put that out for the buyers who get to pick the location. Now, remember, I told you there's 5 things that it takes to sell a home, right? And we're at number 4 and I haven't done anything. I bet you're wondering why I'm even sitting here. But the funny thing is the most important thing is exposure. And that's why I have chosen work with Premier Sotheby's International Realty. And that leads you right into marketing. What do you guys think? It has to feel conversational, but you're hitting all of those points. Always start with price. And it's important that you take away the fact that they don't get to control any of that. Because now when we get to pricing and they want to set that, you go, remember what we said? I'm sorry. You don't get to control that. You just stole that right from them.
2 months ago, the market's changed so much, they just assumed they could put any price
Yeah.
on it. And they're going to-
But remember when they assumed that last time too? Remember when you could even say that? Remember two months ago when it seemed like the sellers could set the price too? But what you didn't hear is that the bank still didn't appraise them. And what you didn't hear was a lot of these things falling apart because the appraisals didn't come in. So we still had a lot of problems with appraisals. That was the part of the story nobody heard about. Right? Now, we had a lot of cash buyers. We don't need to go there. Yeah, we don't need to go there. And if they said, well, we could get cash, you could say, well, unfortunately, how do you think cash buyers get to keep their cash? They tend to be the cheaper buyers.
I didn't get almost anything I got under contract in 2021 during the bidding wars had all of this. So you were doing it completely without appraisal.
Yeah, we're not going to be bringing that back up again. Because that was true, and that was,
But they had the cash to put down and they didn't
Yeah.
care about it. They were competing like a cash offer.
yeah, at this unique time, we're back to regular marketing. Listen, if we get that wonderful opportunity, fabulous.
It's all over the news, interest rates all over.
Yeah.
Like, we've got sellers to understand any price.
Yeah. And the other problem is this, even if you could get the buyer to be okay with that, the problem is the lender, right? I mean, think about it. Interest rates are changing practically daily. Well, they are changing daily. We know that they always change daily, but they're swinging points practically daily. And with that said, is the bank going to be okay with waiving the appraisal? Probably not anymore. And that's the difference. Even if the buyer was okay, will the bank be okay? Probably not anymore. The banks have really tightened up on their lending requirements. And that's why there's so much fall through. That is the truth. So many people are no longer, approved. That's the problem. Why do you think there's 49% cancellation with the builders? 49%. Some builders, not others, you know. And again, it depends on the price. If you go to a $3.5 million home, is this going to be the problem? No. I mean, there's other things, right? But anyway, is everybody with me on this? So you can choose to use this or not, but I have done this for years and eons. And I have always found that it works. Because what it does is it transitions you, and it really does set the expectation. Number one, you don't get to set the price. Number two, you do get to set the terms so that you get some control. They like that. But number three, you have to keep this home up. See, I got to talk about that too, didn't I? And number four, with the location thing, I've already told them that we're partnering in this. You're going to share in the fact that you're going to explain and share with the buyers about why you moved here. Now, the truth is, a lot of times the locations change from when they moved, right? That might be some of the reasons why they're moving, and maybe not. But if you have a seller who is one of those people who are like, I want you to change the third word to, maybe you don't say it quite like that. Okay, just be wary about how you say that. I have seen some sellers that get ridiculous about, no, I didn't write it like that. You know, just share with me the idea, the thoughts. You know, be careful how you word that. Sometimes I just let the sellers write it, and then I just rewrite it, because I mean, how many times are you sick and tired of saying, welcome you into the soaring ceilings? I mean, my God, right? We get so tired of writing our own descriptions, right? Let's let them help us do our job, right? It's such a great thing. So, okay. Any questions, any thoughts about how that kind of leads you into the marketing? Now, again, exposure. What is the most important thing to share with our exposure?
It is worldwide. It's an important thing with my sellers. And they love the sellers reports. When I show them an example of what the sellers reports
Yes.
look like, and that they're going to be getting them
The
every
pulse.
week, every 2 weeks, they're going to get us, and they love that because they can look in real time.
They love the pulse reports, but I'm also going to tell you another really great thing to share, and we can do it right here. If anybody needs to use this, you can. And is the fact that we are not only worldwide, Zurich Sotheby's, that we actually collaborate with one another. And I think that is the more important thing, because you could be worldwide. Let's see, Zurich Sotheby's right here. Can this open? Hello. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, it's so slow, right? You could be worldwide, but a lot of companies say they're worldwide. And this is, again, remember, when we go on a listing presentation, we need to be different from everybody else. So there's a lot of companies that say, oh yeah, we are worldwide. No, this is Sotheby's, hold on. But do they work with the other company that is worldwide? No, nobody does. There it is, Zurich Sotheby's. Oh, come on. And what I want you to be able to share, if you don't have your own story, here's one. Remember, we talked about our reports where we can see what Sotheby's offices are looking. Am I in Zurich's office? No, what is going? Zurich Sotheby's, Zurich, sir, maybe it's Zurich, sir. That's gonna annoy me if I can't get to it. Well, that's not the one. Actually, Carrie Bellish saw that her listing in Reunion was actually on the list track reports. And so here it is, Zurich. And they feature it right there. And so and it's only showing one home in the United States. That's what's cool. So if you go to this page and you could say buy. Let's see if we can do this. So this is the kind of thing you should have preset, right? But you know, if you have your own story, even better. But if you don't, country, oh my God, definitely come preset so you don't have to do this. Look, United States. I love this. That's our home. She reached out and said, we have people that are coming from your site. And they said, no problem, let me feature it on our page. Let me ask you, what other company does that? Oops. It's not that it just, you know, featuring, oh good God, it's now everywhere. Right? And anybody could do this, guys. This is the point.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
We're also doing like a collab with Sotheby's and
Oh, and we're doing it down in the UK. for celebration, and we have it in one Sotheby's. But pick one. But the fact that you can see that this is the only home in the United States and Switzerland, it's not just showing an IDX feed. That is super cool, right? So this shows a collaboration between our Sotheby's and Zurich Sotheby's. This is how we work together. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty strong. And what's cool is it doesn't show her name. So it could have been you, could have been anybody. Nobody knows. She doesn't care if you say it's yours. You could just say we. It is us. It's our office. Doesn't matter. It's our team. Just say we. We have a home in Reunion that we saw there was a lot of people looking from Zurich Sotheby's. So we contacted Zurich Sotheby's and they said, no problem, let me showcase your home. And as you see, we are the only home listed on their site. We, the proverbial we. That's who we are. Isn't that cool? And you could totally do that. This shows, it's not just that we're in how many countries? 85 countries and territories, right? We're not just in 85 countries and territories. We work together with 85 countries and territories. That is a huge difference. Anybody could be in 85 countries and territories. We actually work together with the countries and territories to sell your home. This is impressive. No other company does this. You think Coldwell Banker does it? They compete, and it's part of Realogy, right? They compete on their own sales in their own office for a sale. Never mind, they don't try to help each other sell it. So this is my point. This is awesome. So when you go to a listing, it's how are we different from everybody else, right? I have so many more. Everybody else does a CMA. We don't do a CMA, guys. Why would we do CMA? I mean, we'll also look at that because people come in with a CMA, comparative market analysis, because why? They are looking at other people selling your home. So they have to prepare for what other people are going to look at. We're going to look at that too, but we are going to look at it a little different. We're going to look at it more from the appraiser side, right? Because we're a little bit more concerned about what the appraisal is going to come looking at. But we're also going to do it a little differently because, again, we are looking for the buyer. So we're going to put you in the driver's seat by doing a power sellers report. Yeah, we don't do CMA. We do a power sellers report. Yeah. Anybody want to know what a power sellers report is? Huh?
Yes.
We do an RPR, of course. That's part of the CMA portion. And then let's see if I can pull up my power sellers report. Anybody? Let's see if we can see my beautiful power sellers report. Power sellers report. Here it is. Prepare yourselves. It's spectacular. Here it is. Actually, I need to redo it, Sonia, because Live Extraordinary, by the way, is 2 campaigns ago. But anyway, here's my power sellers report. Isn't that beautiful? And that's it. It's the cover. Because what it is your CMA with RPR. And then I have you take screenshots of Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, 3 different sites that customers are looking at because we are trying to find a buyer and the buyer is looking where? Zillow, Realtor.com, and one other site. Do 3 sites. And you're going to use those 3 sites to do what? Help prove your price. So pick the sites that help prove your price. So if they're looking bad for you, then pick a different site. Now you can't get around Zillow. Sadly, you always got to go with Zillow. You can't get around Realtor.com, really, believe it or not. I hate to say that as a realtor. I'd love to say, oh, everybody looks at Realtor.com. Not so true, guys. Not so true, sadly. Zillow, yeah. But pick 3 sites that help prove your case as to what you think the price should be.
Sherry, at the bottom of the line on every property, you can screenshot and it gives First American Title, it gives Zillow, it gives all the major sites and the price ranges, just like you would get on your RPR, an RVM or an AVM model, and you can take 1 screenshot of it and have a visual.
Love that.
If
Where-
you're on Remind and you're pulling up a property to showcase or search or connect with the medium or high sell score, it'll show you the valuation of the property.
And where else does that, guys? There's one other place that does that. 3 ones right in the beginning. Just 2 seconds. Where else? There's another place you can do that really quickly that I highly recommend you use too, if it proves your price. Where else? I'm trying. It's just really slow. It's coming. It's like your website. Yep. Yep.
Filter it in.
Nope. It's right here. It's on your price. So someone give me an address if this thing will ever load. Okay, hold on. Wait, you gotta hang on. It's still loading. It's so anticlimactic at this point. It's like, it would have been really cool if it just popped up and I could pull it out, but hold on. Okay. 3, 4, 5. What?
4, 3, 4, 5.
Jesus, you're changing the numbers on me. This thing's so slow. 3.
No, 4, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my God. 4, 3, 4, 5. Indian Deer Road, Windermere. Okay, search. Had to make me do that. Jeez, that was painful. And here it is. Right there. 3 right there. And how do you print it? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Print PDF right there. So this is also our what? Real estate review. Yep.
That's our third one.
Yep. You've got RPR, market trends value estimate, Quantarium. So if this also helps to show your pricing, use this. Yeah, right here. So this is all part of that Power Sellers report. That took me what? Well, it took me longer to open it than it took me. Yeah. Okay. So I'm over a little bit, but I hope everybody got something from today. Thank you. Oh my gosh. First time I got in class. All right. So what?
They don't have to have everything.
No, I don't get class normally.
It should be, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Step it up.
But so like I said, I will put out the training for our Top Gun training with our new training that we'll be doing. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. We'll be doing the ninja as I talked about. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll be putting that training out. So everybody have a great rest of your day. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.
Thanks, Carrie.
Bye.
All right, thanks, Gary.
Thanks for coming.